Hello and welcome to the Borderlands podcast. This is 60 Second Gamer, and between coughs, I am Simon Pryor. Joining me today to play the game are Mr. Anthony Tremaine.
Good evening.
And Mr. Rich Hatton.
Hello again.
And
very
not Bioshock, we've just done that one. Borderlands.
Yes.
It's been a long day. Borderlands. Tell us a bit about the story.
Borderlands. It's Borderlands.
Borderlands.
It's set on a.
The Borderlands.
It's set on a distant planet. It's
And the
not,
Borderlands.
Yeah. It's not actually obvious as to why it's
A distant planet.
Yeah, it just is, or how they've become to
Be there.
be there. But anyway, you play as one of 4 different characters. Each has their own individual trait. You can be the psychic woman, a sniper guy, which I chose to be, who is completely mental. A strong, bulky type bloke who uses his fists, which I thought was a bit strange considering that the game is primarily based around weapons.
Guns.
Yeah, weapons combat.
Lots of guns.
Lots of guns. It puts the Matrix to shame with its amount
Gunnage.
of guns. Yeah, and just an all-round soldier type chap who specialises in a lot of things.
Guns.
Yeah,
On the Borderlands.
in the Borderlands. And
I'm seeing a recurring pattern with our phrases in this
Yeah.
one.
and you're obviously out to find the myth, prove the myth of the vault. It doesn't exactly specify what the vault is, other than the fact that it is due to Hal's treasures untold.
It's probably just going to be like a Colgate toothbrush or something, isn't it?
Probably, which
Or
I
a
could,
personal organiser.
yeah, I can imagine that being quite useful on a desert planet. But
I really need to keep my appointments on the Borderlands.
yeah,
It's going to be a dreaded iPad.
it is.
It's gonna be-
But
that would
yeah,
be the biscuit that have preempted the release of it.
You
by,
walk in and go, oh, for Christ's sake.
But the main object obviously is to find this vault, and you're guided by this woman who appears every now and again with a little video sequence to guide you in the right way. That's the main story, and then there are quite ludicrous amounts of side missions. Each adds to the experience which you gain, because the game contains RPG elements where you level up accordingly, as do your enemies that you face. Where
So it's basically first-person RPG sort of territory then.
as good as, yeah.
But cel-shaded. Now, we've got
Yes.
a note here that it wasn't originally meant to be cel-shaded.
No, I can't remember why they changed, what the exact reason was. They changed to a cel-shaded look, but it makes it look completely different to the vast majority of shooters out there. And graphically it looks very nice anyway.
Cel-shading looks really nice in high definition as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean they've done a really good job on it.
Maybe that's why they went for cell shading.
Possibly.
Just to look different.
And the one thing that they weren't very hopeful of was the fact that it was released at the same time as good as a particular other first-person shooting game, namely Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
That goes by the same control system.
Yeah, the control system is virtually the same. You use the left trigger to aim down your selected weapon, and depending on if it's scoped or not, you get the scope or just down the iron sights, and you shoot that way with the right trigger. Certain things you can do with the right bumper, you throw a grenade, which you can change types. There's several variant types of grenade that you can pick, and your left bumper does what I'm just about to do now. My special action with the sniper guy is he's got a pet bird, which you can apply elemental artifacts to.
Is that Michael Jackson?
I think it might be.
He's got the right suit.
Yeah. You can apply elemental artifacts to.
Well, they are zombies, aren't they?
Yeah, and he will cause either corrosive damage, acidic type damage, explosive damage.
I'm going to have to say it. You just shot that guy in the face.
I did. I blew his brains quite literally to the floor. I must tell you, I'm playing the downloadable content pack, Jacob's Cove. It's not called Jacob's Cove. I think it's Zombie Island of Dr. Ned.
That's the one.
And for 800 points, I think it was for Microsoft. Microsoft points, that is. It adds this massive area full of new weapons and zombies. Several new side quests, a whole new sort of story as to why the zombies are here. This zombie's a bit clever.
He's skulking up to you like some bad villain until you shot him in the face.
Yeah, and that
one's
one's
glitching.
yeah,
That one's having a minor spasm.
the one thing I will criticise the game over is the fact that it does have a few minor glitches. Obviously, being a sniper, you'd expect your bullets to do a fair amount of damage, but sometimes the bullets just go straight through whoever you're aiming at, and it doesn't count as a hit. So,
Which is most frustrating because me and Mr. Hutton played it on co-op.
yes, you can do. It best works as a cooperative game. You can play it offline with 2 people or online with 4. The amount of enemies also increases depending on however many people there are playing the game, which is good because it spreads, the amount of...
Spreads the killage out.
Yeah, you obviously share the experience regardless of who you kill, and you pick up whatever money and stuff that you pick up gets shared between you. But with more people, obviously, I'd say, comes more enemies and increases the fun.
Which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Now, apparently, when an enemy explodes in this game,
Yes.
what you see flying about...
Bearing in
in all
mind
the
that this
offal.
is also referred to as the shopping list of Hannibal Lecter.
Yes, it's Hannibal Lecter's shopping list.
Weekly shopping for food.
1 liver, 2 kidneys, 3 limbs, skull chunks, lots of blood, and body parts which stick to walls.
To
So,
be specific.
Hannibal Lecter, eat your heart out. Probably you wouldn't recommend that.
No, I wouldn't recommend that at all.
Have you said about customising weapons?
I haven't. The one thing that I bought the game on was the promise of a huge amount of weapons, which admittedly you do get, and I was under the illusion that you'd be able to customise whatever weapons you pick up. Now, unfortunately, this isn't the case. The game just sort of randomises what weapons come down depending on what you've what level you are, B, how many people there are of you, and C,
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses. I mean, it really is completely random as to what appears, and it's a bit of a shame because I would like to customise a sniper rifle, particularly a couple of ones that I've picked up that I can't use just yet because they're level locked, to fire exploding rounds or acid damage or whatever. But it's a very minor gripe that I have for it, because on the whole the whole amount of weapons in the game is quite ludicrous.
It sort of reminds me in a way of Fallout meets Modern Warfare.
It is pretty much cell shaded Fallout.
Yeah, because it has Fallout 3's sort of waste environment and wandering around and going, oh Christ, there's a horde of whatever else lurking over the next
Dead
hill.
things.
Yeah, well, not so much.
Mutants.
Yeah, things with one arm bigger than the other.
And you just shot someone's leg
I
off.
just shot the zombie's
Yes.
leg off to stop him from legging it at me.
And yes, and it also has the control system, which is exactly the same as Modern Warfare, but it does have that extra. The XP element isn't in either, I don't think.
No, the XP thing is something of a
novelty.
well, it's not a novelty.
It's new for this one. It's an originality.
It's a game player. You know, it keeps you coming back because you think, oh, I've only got 5,000 more experience points to get before I level up. It's the old I must collect to get better.
And it's a prospect of it.
Yeah, it's and then having the weapons as well that are level locked means that
A couple of zombies coming up at you.
yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? The desire to carry on playing is you know, extremely
Inevitable.
great. Yeah, you want to get that extra level to you know, be able to use the next weapon up. But
He's
you
a very skinny zombie.
yeah, he's called a defiler.
There's a pot-bellied zombie.
I will say that the game is extremely gory as well, which
Yeah, is there an option to turn that off like Brutal Legend
No.
provides?
this game is very much an 18 rated game.
Well, saying that, I mean, Brutal Legend's got a 15. I mean, if you turn the swearing off, then what?
Well, okay, yeah, I suppose in that way.
What's
but,
the point in turning the swearing off? I mean, obviously they're trying to get into the.
Because there might be 15-year-olds who are.
There might be adults who are. There are plenty of adults there who don't like the old sweary word.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Few.
the game is very gory. You can shoot people in half Rambo style.
You can blow them up if you wish by
Yeah.
a mere bullet. Which I've seen
The
happen.
lower leveled people that you come up against pose absolutely zero challenge, and because of that you do score no experience for killing them. But at the same time, their deaths, as Ant has alluded to, are extremely funny, whereby you make them explode with one sniper rifle bullet.
Yes. Most amusing. That's when Hitler? No, not Hitler's shopping list. Hannibal's shopping list comes into play.
Yeah. No, on a related note as well, we've got the various elements of the gameplay. So we've got obviously the first-person shooter element, which is the majority of it.
Yeah.
You've also got vehicle combat.
Yeah, you can. In certain areas, there is the maps are extremely large. I mean, this area probably wouldn't benefit quite so much from a car because it's quite confined.
And
But
the cars
other-
do get stuck quite easily.
Yes, we have had to abandon a few cars in the past.
That's quite amusing. The many different ways you can get a car stuck is just unheard of sometimes.
But yeah,
Just like real life, I suppose.
yeah,
Yeah, well, no.
yeah, and yeah, you do end up sometimes facing off against enemies in cars, which is fine because 9 times out of 10 you're at a higher level than they are, so it's not too much of an issue. But it does feel like the vehicle combat is built or geared more towards 2-player, with one person, you know, controlling
Gunning.
the gun turret and the other person, kind of like the Warthog feeling in a Halo.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Still very difficult.
yeah.
Once you get the hang of it, controlling them, I've always found controlling the Warthogs in Halo very tedious. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, what? I've got to move the camera to move the wheels? This is unheard of.
So at the moment, I'm literally just sort of running around
Collecting
this
zombie
island.
brains.
Yeah, collecting zombie brains
Yes.
for a character who you meet earlier on in the game. I don't want to spoil it too much, but I need to say something has happened to him, and he feels the need to have zombie brains collected for him for a reward, of course. So
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
your job.
one thing I will mention, if you do, get the downloadable content, the Zombie Island pack, is you should immediately make a headway for where am I? Hallow's End, and head down to the southwest corner of the map to activate this quest. Because if you don't, you will be picking up zombie brains, quite literally hundreds of zombie brains for no reason at all.
Ah.
And once the quest is activated, when you find it after you've picked up these zombie brains, they apparently reset to 0, and you have to start all over again. So
Which is something best avoided.
yeah,
As I'd imagine, it's a bit frustrating.
but yeah, I mean, on the whole, the game is extremely good. It's
Apart from the fact that zombies are
Music.
legging.
Yeah,
Yes, the music is.
Makes you think of Battlestar Galactica.
yeah, it does have that thing going on.
But for those of us who aren't familiar with Battlestar, like myself, it's is a bit of a score.
It's
geek.
lost. It's lost upon you.
Yes. Whereas if you're a score buff like me, it's well I don't know, simply orchestrated, but makes very good use of electronica, which some scores. Die another day. I'm looking in your general direction. Tend to overuse sometimes, and it overdubs the orchestra to a stupid amount. But this one, from what I've heard, does it quite well. And does it quite atmospherically as well.
Yeah, I mean, this zombie map has the sort of feel of, you know, the dread and
Of a zombie
of
story.
of a zombie story because of the music. It is, you know, quite nicely put together. But yeah, the game is extremely large in its scale and approach, and if you've got the time to invest in it, I'd highly recommend it to anyone. A few glitches aside, it's not to be unexpected because it's a brand new sort of franchise, really. And yeah, it'll keep you coming back. You obviously can do multiple playthroughs with the same character, which you keep, and level up with. So yeah, extremely worth it. A good solid 8 out of 10.
And on that note, we will leave you to your zombie carnage.
Thank you very much.
And we will see you next time on the podcast, and obviously with the videos as well. Don't forget, new episodes pretty much every week, except for recently where we've only done like one every fortnight. But well, we get them out when we can. So this has been 60 Second Gamer. This has been Borderlands, and we will see you next time. Goodbye for now.